guys, for starters, my name is Drew, and I am the friendliest faggot from Fargo, North Dakota. Yeah, wowie kazowie. Yeah, I say friendliest because it's a competition. Yeah, and I won. You're like, what about the other 3 gay people there? I killed them. Yeah, with kindness. And again. Yeah, but you guys, I call myself a faggot a lot. Yeah, you got it, girl. Yeah, no, but I call myself that a lot, and, well, sorry, pause, or faggy if I'm in France. Well, he's cultured, he travels. My dad hates that. He's always like, God, Drew, why do you call yourself that? And so one time I was like, you know, Dad, what would you prefer I call myself? And he was like, I don't know, what about dick sucker? You know, my dad just likes to paint a picture with his words. Yeah. And, you know, he could have said something like, my son. I'm fine. But yeah, I don't know, but I say this, I really rock on them a lot. My parents really are allies. They were really supportive of me growing up gay in Fargo, North Dakota, where it isn't easy. I'm a hero.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And I remember when I was little and I was curious, I was like, Dad, what's gay sex? And he was like, oh, I got this. You know, Drew, gay sex is the stuff I want to do with your mom. But she won't let me. Right. So I had a few follow-up questions. Yeah, mostly for my mom. Yeah, but you guys, I don't know. I mean, my parents could always tell I was gay growing up because of everything about me. But a few telling signs, I sobbed when we sold our Barbies at the garage sale. Yeah, I was like, my friends. I went as Queen Amidala for Halloween one year. Yeah, Star Wars fans. Okay, jerk off later. Okay. But I think the moment my parents really realized I was gay was when I walked in a Gap fashion show in the 6th grade. I know, because you can have it all. And the guy that was in charge of the fashion show was like, all right, boys, I'm gonna need to see a little extra pizzazz when you get to the end of the runway. So most of the boys walked down, they popped their collars, they did little spins. Mm-hmm. When I walked down the runway, and by walked, I mean cartwheeled down the runway, I got to the end and did 2 fast little jazz squares. And then I hit this winning position. And I have a feeling this is the moment my dad looked at my mom and was just like, Drew's gonna be a dick sucker someday. Yeah, and oh, how I've blossomed. Yeah, they're proud. But you guys, as you know, we're in this big bad apple, but I live in New York City now, right? And it's just like gays everywhere, right? Yeah, like popping out of closets. Like, get back in there. Yeah. But I don't know, this is also, I mean, just like the other damaged gays that have performed tonight, I also went through a breakup. You're like, yeah. What? I know you're like, but you're so lovely and trendy and fresh, and thank you for saying that. It's so sweet. But I did. I went through a breakup, and the main reason we broke up was because my ex attempted to have a threesome at our mutual college's alumni event.
Oh my God.
Right. Without me. Yeah. I was just like, pick me, coach. Yeah, because I was dating my coach. Yeah, I know. I'm sporty. Yeah, Spice. Yeah, I know. Nothing like a Spice Girls joke to really rev the room up. But I don't know. You guys, now that I've been single, I've just kind of been like trolling New York City, like trying to catch a dick. Yeah, that's how I do it too. Just like, it's wild. All the boys come knocking. You're like, you're so sad. I'm like, I know. But I don't know. I mean, this is obviously pre-COVID because, I'm like being a good girl, wink. But I don't know. I was loving the pickup lines, like post-breakup. There was like one. I was walking in Hell's Kitchen. Have you ever been? But I was walking in Hell's Kitchen and I saw this guy smoking a joint and I was like, okay, he's the one. But he gave me the gay eye, so I kind of walked over and I was like, oh my gosh, like tell me, sir, like, like what do you do? And he was like, oh my god. He didn't say oh my gosh, but I just give everybody that preface. But he was like, I'm a middle school teacher. And I'm chaperoning a trip right now. I know. I was like, okay, this is like the coolest middle school teacher I've ever met. So I was like, oh my gosh, like tell me the best part about being a middle school teacher and the worst part. And he was like, the best part about being a middle school teacher is when you see these kids grow up and become who they're supposed to be. Yeah. And the worst part is when you want to fuck them. He then went on to say, because if they tell on you, you'll probably get arrested.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And I was just like, it is so lame that kids can't keep a secret these days. I'm like, no wonder bullying is so bad. Yeah, dig in. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. But you guys, another one, I don't know. I mean, you're broken up with, you're damaged, you're looking for love. Like, I was just at this club, like how fun it is to be so blonde and so gay. And you're like, those are highlights. And I'm like, fuck you. But this guy came up to me and he said something like weirdly romantic. He was like, hey, do you want to split this tab of ecstasy with me? Aww. Right, yeah. He's like, there might be meth in it. Right, and like gentleman points, because I don't always tell you. All of a sudden you're like, this feels different. If you're laughing, you've tried meth. I'm like, fine, we're dangerous. But you guys, he then said, and not to bring the mood down at all, but he said, I really need this tonight. My girlfriend died of a heroin overdose yesterday. And I was just like, thank you, Jesus, he's single. Because like the good ones are always taken, And people are always like, there's only downsides to heroin. I disagree. Yeah, God is so good. He's so good. So you guys, I don't know, like, finding love is hard, but I feel like I end on a nice note for all of us gays in that crowd. But I was walking in the West Village because I'm obviously loaded, and like I was walking with two of my beautiful girlfriends, and this drunk guy kind of like called over, and he was like, "Hey baby, nice legs," right? And I was like, "How's this?" And so he came over, he was like pretty drunk, and so he walked up to my first girlfriend, and he was like, hey, like, would you want to go out with me? And she was like, we're gonna go. And I was like, oh my God, like, I don't, like, this is maybe gonna be a time that I have to, like, man up, right? Like, which I don't do often, obviously. A rare occasion for me. But he looks at my second girlfriend, and he's like, he puts his face in my girlfriend's boobs, and he's like, oh, hello. And I'm like, right, so I'm feeling that, what is it, adrenaline, and so I look at him, I like square him off in the face, and before I can say anything, he turns to me and goes, and you know what? If I were gay, I'd fuck the shit out of you. And you guys, I have never felt so included in my whole little life. Thank you, you guys.